Hello and welcome to Warrior Cooking. So I'm out today and I'm going to cook myself some nice tasty burgers on that Onetigris titanium Twig stove. Now I've got a couple of nice quarter-pounder burgers there. In my pot I've got a tomato, some yellow pepper, an onion, some lettuce and some cheese. And in that white bag there I've got a couple of brown bread burger buns, and I've got some sauce with me to put in the burgers at the end. So let's fire the Onetigris up and get him into action. So that is just a piece of tissue paper rolled up. So I'm going to add a few more bits of paper. You don't need a lot to get one of these Twig stoves going. That'll be enough paper. And then I'm going to put some twigs in. Now to start off with, you only want to put little tiny twigs in one of these stoves. Once it is up and going, then add bigger twigs to it, but to get it lit, just put very small dry twigs in it. And then it should be really easy to light, and it should light first time really, this Onetigris, because it is an easy stove to light, this one. I've got loads of these Twig stoves and I really like this one because it is very easy to light. Now I've got other stoves that are just as easy to light as this Onetigris, but I have got some that are hard to light, and some of them ones that are hard to light cost a lot more money than this Onetigris. So this really is a good stove for the price of it, because it's quite a cheap stove, but it really is a decent stove and it really is easy to light. So I like this Onetigris stove and I do carry it with me quite a lot. So look, there you go, that is going up already. I know it looks like it's going out, but underneath there, that is a light. Well, it looked a light. It's going to go out now, isn't it? Because I bigged it up, it's going to go out. No, it's not. I can see it going. Come on, Onetigris, don't let me down, mate. I've praised you and now you're going to go out. No, look. Boom! Onetigris is into action. So now that my stove's alight, let's get on with some chopping and then get on with the cooking of my tasty, fully loaded burgers. So I shall get on with chopping the lettuce first, and then I shall put it into my titanium cup there just to store it until I get the bun sorted out. So that's enough lettuce, so I'll just chop that bit up into little tiny pieces and then put it into my cup and put it out of the way for a moment. There you go, lettuce is nicely chopped. Just put that in the cup. And let's chop up my tomato. And this is fresh, this tomato. This would be really tasty. This was growing still on the plant this morning because I got this off of my next door neighbour. He grows a load of stuff in his greenhouse and he always gives me tomatoes and other vegetables and that. So he's a very nice man and he's very handy to live next door to because I get quite a lot off of him. So that's my tomato chopped. I should get rid of that middle bit because I don't want that bit in my burger. And I'll just put them bits in my cup out the way until I want them. So next I'm going to chop up some onion. So I've got about 3/4 of an onion here. Cut that bit off, don't want that bit. And I'm just going to slice this onion up and I'll fry these onions to go in my burger. So just chop them up into little chunks. I'm not going to do them tiny, I'll just cut them up into bits. So next I've got some yellow pepper, and I do like peppers in a burger. Really gives them a nice flavour, and peppers cooked on one of these Twig stoves really get a nice flavour because they get a nice smoky flavour to them. I do like peppers cooked on a twig stove. They taste really good. So if you follow the channel, you'll see me use the peppers a lot because I really like them. So I'm just going to cut the peppers up into little tiny chunks, and then I shall put this lot on to cook. Because my stove is ready now. That is going like a good one. So that's ready now to get the frying pan on and start doing some cooking. That's it. Just chop the peppers up into little chunks. Right, I'll use this little lid for a minute and I'll put the peppers and that onto there and then put my frying pan on. And then chuck this lot into the pan and get it cooking. Because this, what I've been using as a chopping board, is actually my frying pan turned upside down. It does make a really good chopping board. Whoops, I dropped a bit on the floor there, never mind. So yeah, that is my frying pan, what I've been chopping on. I always do it, it's a really good chopping board. So let's put the frying pan on. And get the peppers and onions on cooking. And you'll see there, my frying pan is quite a thick cast iron one. It is a camping one. It's got the handle that folds down so you can carry it easy enough in a bag. But where it's that bit thicker than a normal pan, it's a really good frying pan for on a twig stove. And it's lasted years, this pan. I've had it a really long time. Because you do find with them little thin frying pans, when you use them on a twig stove, they don't last that long. You end up killing them and you have to chuck them away and get another one. But this one, because it is thicker, it just keeps going and going, this one. So it is a good one for on the twig stove. So I'm just putting a few more twigs into the stove because you have to keep an eye on these stoves. They do burn through the twigs quick when you've got just little twigs in there, and they can quite quickly go out. So you have to keep an eye on them because there is nothing worse than the stove going out halfway through cooking something, and then you've got to stop, reload the stove and relight it. And if you're like new to it and just getting into twig stove cooking, you will find that will happen a lot. But once you use these stoves more and more, you just kind of load them without thinking about it. So you just find it easy to keep them going. So let's just get a few more little twigs in there, and I'll chuck a couple of big fat ones in there, because when you get a big fat one alight, it kind of stops them going out quick. So get a few more twigs in there, and then I've got a nice big one here, so I'll put that in. Once that one lights, that'll keep it going for a while. And I like this stove with the face on it, because when you put a big twig in it like that, look, it looks like he's smoking on a big fat cigar. So let's get me burgers out and get them on cooking. And these are, look at them, they're lovely burgers. These are Aberdeen Angus quarter pounders from Morrison's. Nice, they are a big fat tasty burger, they are. I do like the Aberdeen Angus burgers. I know they cost a little bit more money, but they are really worth it because they have got a load of flavour in them. So that's both me burgers into the pan. So all I've got to do now is chop up some cheese. Oh yeah, and I've got a gherkin with me, a pickle. I forgot about that. So in my pot I have got a pickle with me as well. Because you need a pickle in the burgers, don't you? It gives a burger so much flavour, a nice little pickled gherkin. Well, I think it does, but I know a lot of you out there don't like the old pickled gherkins, so if you don't like 'em, don't put 'em in. So I've got my little fire tin. I'm going to have to use the bottom of that for chopping now, because I haven't got nothing else with me today. And it's alright for a bit of chopping. The bottom of this tin, I use it quite a lot. It's big enough to cut up like this bit of cheese, and big enough to cut up the pickle that I'm going to do in a minute. So that's it, just cut the last little bit of cheese up, and that's enough cheese, plenty of cheese there for 2 burgers. So let's go over to the burgers and give them a flip, see how they're doing on the other side. So that's the first one flipped over. Let's flip this other one over. And what I'm actually going to do is move all them peppers and that out from underneath them, because that'll help them cook a bit quicker. So let's just lift that one off and put it on top of the other one for a minute. And you have to be careful with these Aberdeen Angus burgers, because they do fall apart really easy. They're not like normal burgers. So let's just move all them peppers over to that side. And the onions. They're not far off cooked, them peppers and onions. But I do like the peppers when they get them little black bits on them, them char grilled bits. I think that makes the peppers taste really nice when they're like that. So I do tend to burn the peppers a little bit, because I actually prefer them like that. Well, they're not burnt, are they? They're just a bit char grilled on the edges. But try them like that, and I bet you think they taste better. So let's carefully put that other burger back there. And they just fall apart so easy, these Aberdeen Angus burgers. And I'm looking at them burgers now, they're not actually that far away from being cooked. They don't need that much longer. So I best get on with sorting me buns out and getting me burgers ready, and then getting me cheese on top of them ones and getting them melted. Let's push the rest of the twigs into Onetigris, because they're all burnt through now. All them end bits are burnt, so I just push all them twigs right in now. Make sure the stove doesn't go out, because that would be a right tragedy if the stove went out now, right in the middle of cooking your burgers. That would not be ideal. But it won't. That's going like a good one, the Onetigris, and I'm really not that far off now with these burgers. And I did have some really nice burgers the other day. I think they come from Morrison's as well. They was lamb and mint burgers, and they really was tasty. So I'm just going to have a little check on that one, see how it's doing. Now I'm looking at the underneath of that now. That needs another minute, they do. Give them another minute, and then I shall flip them over and put the cheese on to start melting. Yeah, so them lamb and mint burgers from Morrison's, they was really tasty. So if you're in Morrison's and you like a burger, you should check them out. They was really good. I think they also did pork and apple ones, but I haven't tried them ones yet. So just put a few more twigs into the stove. It doesn't need many now. It doesn't need to be going for that much longer. So them couple of twigs there, that'll be enough just to keep this going and cook these burgers. So let's spin them now, and then I'll put the cheese on. Yeah, look, that's well done, that side. Nice. Flip this one over. Careful that it doesn't fall apart. It's so fragile, these burgers. See what I mean? They just fall apart. The moment you touch them, they start falling apart. They are very, very tasty, but they are a bit of a nightmare to cook. So let's get me cheese on there. Get the cheese melting down on the burgers. So that's the first one loaded. Just get some cheese onto the second one. And they really won't take long now before they are done, them burgers. So I best hurry up and get my buns ready and get the burgers, get all my lettuce and that in there. Get them all prepared so I can take them burgers off and put them in the buns. So let's get me rolls ready, open them up, and I haven't got a plate with me today, so I'm going to use the little plastic lid off my pot to make the burgers on. I forgot to bring my little camping plate out. I washed it up indoors and then I forgot to put it back into my rucksack, so it's still at home. Right, so let's start loading up the burgers. Now hang on, I'm going to chop me little bit of pickle up first. I forgot about that. So let's slice up the little pickled gherkin, just do it into nice little slices, and then that'll be really tasty in the burgers. And I do like these pickled gherkins. I know they're not everybody's cup of tea, but I really like them. I can eat these on their own, just sit with a jar of pickles and just eat them. So that's the pickle chopped up. So let's load the burgers up now. So first off, I shall put my tomato in there because it is sitting on top of the lettuce. I would have done it the other way round, but my tomatoes are on top of the lettuce, so let's put them in the burgers first. And look at them tomatoes, they are lovely and fresh. That would be a really tasty tomato, that will. My next door neighbour, he does grow a nice tomato. So that's the tomatoes in there, so let's get some lettuce on top. He does grow lettuce as well, my neighbour, so now and again I get lettuces off of him, but this one didn't come from him, I bought this one. So that's it, just chuck the last of my lettuce on there. If I don't drop it all over the side, pick that little bit up, waste not, want not. So that's the lettuce and tomatoes into the buns. So let's get my burgers off now, because they are done. And they smell good, these burgers. They really do smell nice. And I'm looking forward to eating these, because I am actually pretty hungry. I've not eaten since this morning, and all I had for breakfast was a bowl of shreddies. So these burgers are going to go down really well. If I can get them out without them all falling apart. Come on, don't fall apart, Aberdeen Angus burger. Come on. There you go. That is the first one out. You just got to be so careful with these burgers. Right, let's hope this second one comes out good, or don't drop it. No, there you go. Burgers safely in the buns. So let's get some of this pepper and onion out. Whack that on top of the burgers. Don't drop all that everywhere. I'm just dropping everything today. Alright, let's get another lot out into that one. Oh yeah, and look at them burgers are looking tasty, aren't they? I bet you lot at home are hungry now. You're thinking, oh, have we got any burgers out in the kitchen? Should we have a burger in a minute? And I don't blame you, because these burgers are going to be really nice. So let's do the last thing and put some pickle on top. Load them up with a nice lot of pickle. And that's it. I'll just add some sauce and then my burgers are ready to eat. Get them last bits in there. Nice, look at them. They are a lovely pair of fully loaded Aberdeen Angus burgers cooked on a Twig stove. So I have got squirty American mustard and a little squirt of tomato ketchup. Because I like this combo, ketchup and American mustard really works well in things. Yeah, so look at them, they are looking good, and I'm sorry I've made all you lot at home so hungry, but you'll have to get out in your kitchen now and cook yourself some burgers. Or better than that, get your twig stove out and do some burgers in the garden. And hopefully yours will be as tasty as mine, 'cause these are going to be very, very tasty. And I really am looking forward to tucking into them too. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe so you can join me again. Find out what I'm cooking, where I'm cooking it, or what I'm cooking it on. So I hope you go outside now, get out the twig stove or the gas stove or the trangia or even the barbecue and cook yourself some nice Aberdeen Angus fully loaded burgers. And I hope you all have a lot of fun while you're doing it, and I shall see you next time.